You know the script by now. It's the third episode of The Last Word for the new season. And actually, a year ago today was the first ever episode of The Last Word. Now we're on the 40th episode. Obviously, it's third episode of the new series, but it's the 40th episode nonetheless. For the 40th episode, I want the usual 50 likes in this video, because remember, The Last Word is a way of life. Remember it. But aye, here we go. The Last Word. I just really didn't want to talk about this game anymore. It was such a non-event, and I just wish that, I don't know, I just wish I could get my day back, to be fair. Could we play this game again sometime? I just really want to live it over and over and over and I said it in the clip just there. I didn't want to speak about this game ever again. Last Word, non-event. This one was a good game to watch. Partick Thistle did really well to get up to half time 1-0 ahead, and at that point Dundee United were playing, well, pretty pish. The second half comes around and lo and behold, Lawrence Shankland finally gets properly involved in the game and Dundee United score a goal. Shankland could have had both the goals in this game if it weren't for Peter Pollitt tapping it in from 1 yard out. I'd be raging in that scenario if I was Shankland. Anyway, United won the game 2-1, and it's a result that could head them towards the championship title come the end of the season. Last word, character. A 4-1 win at home to Alloa it was for Morton on Saturday, and it's one of those games that, like last season when I spoke about Alloa games a lot, you always go into expecting to win, and you tend to find that those are the most difficult games. At one point it maybe did look like that with Alloa equalising to make it 1-1, but then Morton just steamrolled them, and then when Alloa went down to 10 men, it just got worse for Alloa. 4 goals at home, first 3 points of the season, and a good wee boost to the goal difference as well. Last word, tons for Ton. See what I did there, eh? Tons of goals scored by the Ton. Is that 12 goals in 2 Premiership games for Celtic now? Oof, I wouldn't want to be playing them anytime soon. In fact, Jen, who does Celtic play next?
That would be Dunfermline.
Oh, boz. Last word, worried. However, in the famous words of Sir Craig Levein, it's a good laugh, isn't it? Speaking of Sir Craig Levein, it's not been the best of weeks for both him and what would be considered as the 3rd, 4th and 5th best teams in the country. Hearts drawn 0-0 with Ross County at Tynecastle, and could have lost the game in fact, with Ross County missing a late penalty. And then another poor performer this week was Hibs, who got thumped to Ibrox yesterday. That's just not a good day at the office, is it? And then Aberdeen, both in European football and league football. 2 defeats, 3 goals conceded and 0 goals scored. Last word for all, must do better. Rangers did exactly what Rangers need to do this season. If you can't possibly better what Celtic do, then just simply match it. Thumping a team that are considered to be one of the better teams in the league is exactly what Steven Gerrard will want for his Rangers team this season. And a win over Hibs, well, the fans will love that one. You can certainly guarantee that. There's only one thing that matters this season though, and that's making sure that they do one thing. Last word, keep the pace. It certainly wasn't the most pretty game to watch on Sunday. However, it's a win that will be most welcome to St Mirren fans, and I imagine one that they didn't really forecast when they were going into it. It's massively important for Jim Goodwin to get his first home win as the new St Mirren manager, and certainly a few refereeing decisions went St Mirren's way, but I don't think they'll care one jot about that right now. Last word, good win. Ayy. Hamilton have to be the most annoying Premiership team when it comes to predicting what results they'll pick up on a Saturday. I can't exactly barking up many trees right now, but you just never expect to see these Aki's results come through when they do. They just make sure that they always pull it out of the bag just when you think they're going to suddenly start plummeting down the league. They're pretty much that one pal in your friends group that never takes the hint when you're telling them to get to Last word. Hello? Still here? Can I get a you called it, Jen?
You called it.
Thank you. Because I did indeed call this result. Even though Clyde will be decent this season, as I said, Raith will want to be up there at the end of the season, up challenging for promotion with Falkirk and the likes. So a good kind of number of goals deficit for Raith Rovers, but ultimately a Raith Rovers win. Full time score, Raith Rovers 5, Clyde 2. Another win on the board for Raith, a good wee goal deficit to win by, and top of the league as it stands. Last word, what you're wanting. Still the wee team, but always the wee team. Falkirk simply blew Dumbarton away in this game. Honestly though, I don't expect much else with Falkirk when they're playing these sort of games in League 1. 5-0 up at half time and cruising to results week in week out is exactly what I expect. Unfortunately for Dumbarton, they really are the cannon fodder in this league this season, and Falkirk just took advantage of that on Saturday. Last word, walk in the park. There's certain things that are just guaranteed in life. Life, death, pish Scottish weather, and Cove Rangers scoring in pretty much every single game they play. This week, Albion Rovers 4, Cove Rangers 4. 5 goals with no reply from Edinburgh City last week, but this week was slightly different for the new arrivals in the SPFL. Losing the game 4-3 going into the 86th minute after being 3-0 up. I mean, it's got to be said that it was a fantastic comeback for Albion Rovers and they almost made it happen. But then, up pops your man, Mitch Megginson, with the equaliser to make it 4-4 on the day. If there's one thing I expect this season in Cove Rangers games, that's goals. Last word, it's all they know. That's it for this video guys, cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. As we know, 50 likes because the last word is what? A way of life. Comment down below the last word for the game that you were at this weekend. Subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be my SPFL Games of the Week tomorrow, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.